fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
No one knew much about old Jules. He just wandered into Swiftwater one day looking about the town and decided to stay. He liked the town, and soon the town grew fond of him. They called him Jules because a few who could remember said he reminded them of a famous character of years ago who was known as the gentleman from Julesburg. Now, the only thing Jules seemed to live for was his horse, Apache, his one and only possession.
Hello, Jules.
Hello, Bill.
You still working?
Just finishing up.
I got a rip in this buckle lashing. Can you repair it for me?
Let me see. Yeah, have it ready for you in the morning.
Oh, can you fix it now? I'll need it tonight.
Enough said, Billy boy. Fix it up for you right now. You know, the whole town is mighty proud of you, son. Working your way up the way you have, with no family to give you a helping hand now and then. You know, your pa would have been mighty proud of you. Well, he would have...
Jules, my dad was a no-good gambler. He cheated people with a trick he called the gambler's prayer. I hate the memory of him.
Sorry, son. I forgot. I shouldn't have mentioned him.
Oh, I guess I run off at the mouth about things. The only thing I ever learned from my dad is that, well, gambling is no way to make a living.
Good day, gentlemen.
Howdy, Stacy.
That's a mighty fine speech about gambling, Bill, but fortunately, I find it a good way to make a living.
Yes, off the hard-earned wages of the people of this territory. The whole town would be a lot better off if we could shut your place down and run you and your card tossers out of the country.
Well...
Now, Bill, Stacy, now just hold it.
You about finished with that, Jules?
Yes, there you be.
Think that'll cover it?
Oh, I never make any charges for a little thing like that, son.
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, thanks. So long.
Goodbye, Bill. Do anything for you?
This horse of yours, Jules. Ever think of selling him?
Apache? No, sirree.
I'll give you $400 for him, spot cash.
Not interested.
$500?
The horse just ain't for sale, Stacy.
I heard you were practically wed to the nag, but I didn't believe them. Oh, speaking of being wed, I hear that Bill Clark's marrying the sheriff's daughter, Kitty Martin.
Oh, that's fine. When's the wedding?
A week Sunday. Young Clark's buying the Crescent outfit, too, from somebody over in Bristol.
Oh, I did know about that. Good spread, this Crescent.
Yes, well, some of the boys are giving Bill a bachelor dinner tonight, but I wasn't invited. Jules, I'll give you $1,000 for this horse right now.
1,000?
You could buy some duds. Get out of this place. Maybe farm or retire. 1,000 simoleons.
That's an awful lot of money, Pete.
I'll be at my office in case you're interested.
Near the town of Swiftwater, early the next morning, the Lone Ranger and Tonto were riding in the vicinity known as Skelton Rocks when the masked man suddenly reined in.
Look over there, Tonto. Look like horse throw someone and run away. That may be the missing rider. We'd better investigate. Over here, Kemo Sabe. Man had bad fall, hurt head, but him not dead. Me smell spirits, too.
You're right, Tonto, that is liquor.
Him celebrate too much, maybe fall off horse and hurt head.
One usually doesn't get an injury like that from a fall.
Now, me find out who he is. Cards say him William A. Clark living in Swiftwater.
Look, Tonto, his money belt. He was hit and robbed.
Me get medical kit from Saddlebag?
Yes, and then get a wagon from that farm we passed. This man should be taken into town.
Ah.
Report to the sheriff, Tonto. Find out what you can about Bill. But don't mention that there were two of us here.
You not come, Kemo Sabe?
No, while you were gone, I found a trail of hoof prints near here. They were made by a larger horse than Bill's. I'll see where they lead, then meet you later at Diamond Rock Camp.
Me know the place.
The trail of Bill's possible assailant led the Lone Ranger up into the Badlands in the general direction of town. But soon the rocky ground made tracking almost impossible.
Well, I went to Joe Richardson's party last night. I'd been to the bank, so I had the money for the Crescent place with me. We had a good feed, and then, well, somebody suggested that we toast the bride with real champagne. Well, I made a speech about you, us, and then we all took a sip.
That was just the beginning.
No, it wasn't. I noticed that it was very late. I had to get to Bristol about the land, so I left. I remember riding off from Richardson's a ways, feeling very drowsy. And then suddenly I realized that someone had ridden up behind me. Well, as I turned around to see who it was, I was hit on the head. Well, that's all. The Indian found me and brought me here.
And your money? For the ranch?
Gone. All of it.
Oh, Bill. Dad, what can we do?
You'd best be getting home. I've got to see if the bank has a record of the serial numbers of Bill's cash.
But the wedding. Bill and I still have so much to talk about.
I'll see you and your ma later. You may have to make other plans.
All right, I'll go. But I know this. Bill and I are going to be married.
Oh, how'd it go?
Perfect. Just the way I figured. Caught up with him way past midnight. After I knocked him out, I poured whiskey over him. It was getting light by then, so I rode Apache along a back trail and hid the money. Then I headed into town, just as I planned.
Where's the cash now?
At the shack.
But we need financing for tonight's play.
We've got enough in there. If you need any more, you can get it at the shack. Now, where's our little pal?
Went into Marta's place 10 minutes ago. I sent word to the sheriff like you said. Oh, look. There he is coming out of the shop right now.
There's the sheriff, too. Wait here.
Julesburg, that's one of Marta's $11 specials, isn't it?
It sure is. And this hat, he threw in for nothing.
I'm surprised you're not buying Apache a new blanket and a couple of golden horseshoes, too.
I reckon that's my business.
Well, Jules, as of right now, I'm making mine. I understand you flashed quite a roll in there. Where'd you get it?
Morning, Sheriff. Jules.
Ask him about it, Sheriff. He can tell you.
What, Julesburg?
About my selling Apache to you last night.
Sorry, old-timer, I saw you last night, but all I know is you tried to hit me for a $5 loan.
Stacy, you're a gol-darn liar.
Jules, all I'm interested in right now is where you got that money.
I just told you. He gave me $1,000 for my horse.
$1,000 for Apache?
And he came and got him late last night.
Horses aren't my business, Sheriff. Where would I keep one? You're welcome to look over my place, but what's this all leading up to?
I'll tell you later. I will check your place, Stacy, but right now I'll look in on Jules' stables.
All right. Come on. Somebody must have sneaked him back in here while I was out.
Oh, come on, Jules. You'd never sell Apache. Besides, who ever heard of paying $1,000 for any horse?
He's been rode plenty hard, Jules. Like he ran here all the way from Skeleton Rocks, where Bill Clark was held up last night.
Bill, held up.
Who would have thought this of old Julesburg to flash a roll the very next day?
Look here, Sheriff. I wouldn't do that to any critter.
Here, Stacy.
And whoever rode him back here was sure cutting a breeze aplenty.
Wait! Come on, Al. Bill, get on your horses. We got an owl hoot to catch.
At the Diamond Rock camp, the Lone Ranger, who had lost the trail of Bill's assailant due to hard ground, listened intently while Tonto related what had happened in town to Bill and the old gentleman from Julesburg.
Gentleman from Julesburg. I've heard that name before, Tonto. You know where he's hiding now?
Ah, not far from here. Didn't think him hidden pretty good, but sheriff's been able to find him soon.
Jules is either a very unskillful crook or the innocent dupe of someone else. We better find him before the sheriff does. Come on.
I just can't believe it was Jules, Dad.
I couldn't either until he lit out like that. We lost his trail in the mountains, and after searching for hours, we finally had to give up and come home. What do you want?
I want to talk to you, Sheriff.
Not until you get rid of those guns and that mask.
Sheriff Martin, if I'd expected to do that, I wouldn't have come here. But I've brought someone that I think you and your daughter would like to see. Tonto?
Evening, Sheriff.
Jules.
Miss Kitty.
I heard the story of Bill Clark's holdup, and I think Jules is innocent.
He didn't act innocent this morning.
I believe he acted just the way the real criminal had planned.
Yeah, what about the bankroll he's got? He's always been broke before.
Just like I said. Pete Stacy gave it to me for my horse, Apache.
And he gave you $1,000 for nothing.
Not for nothing, Sheriff, but to turn your head in Jules' direction. From what Tonto told me, Stacy's meeting you in front of the store early this morning sounded like an interesting coincidence. Gamblers don't usually rise so early.
No, that was peculiar now that you mention it. Of course, I haven't had time to do much except get the serial numbers of Bill's missing cash in the bank.
Jules, would you object if the sheriff checked the money in your pocket with that bank list?
Well, of course not. Here you are.
Here, you do it, Kitty. The list is on my desk.
All right, Dad.
If the serial numbers are different, Sheriff, I'd suggest that Jules be cleared as a suspect.
That makes sense to me, mister, but what next?
The best way to catch a crook is with evidence of the crime in his possession. In this instance, I believe we can force Bill's money into the open.
How do you suggest this be done, mister?
By having Jules play cards with Stacy tonight.
Jules doesn't know how many cards are in a deck, much less how to win.
On the contrary, Sheriff. Jules is the gentleman from Julesburg, the gambler after whom you people named him.
Is that right, Jules?
Yes. But I gave up gambling a long time ago. Found it didn't pay.
Not a single bill checks, Dad.
Then that definitely clears you, Jules. Go on, mister. What's the rest of your plan?
Jules told me he heard Stacy is short of cash. If Jules plays him and wins all the games he can, Stacy may be forced to bring out more money.
But Stacy's sure to think something's fishy. After all, he tried to frame Jules.
Well, that's a chance we'll have to take. But I believe Pete Stacy will gladly try to take the $1,000 away from Jules.
I'm satisfied.
Good. Jules, you drop into Stacy's about 10 o'clock. Sheriff, you follow him in to watch for Bill's money. If any new money appears, you can check it with your list right then and there. Tonto and I will watch outside Stacy's office.
Gotcha. Kitty, I'd better take you home. Here you are, Jules. I expect you'd like to talk to Bill, too.
Oh, Dad.
No, Sheriff. Let Tonto take Miss Martin. You'd better spread the news around that Jules is back and you're sure he's innocent.
All right. I'll be right back.
We go now, miss.
Say, mister, I never thought I'd tell this to a living soul, but I sort of feel that I can trust you.
What is it, Jules?
Well, my real name is Clark, Walter Clark.
Well, you're Bill Clark's father.
That's right. And I'd like you to help me to keep it from him in case it starts leaking out after tonight.
Well, I'll do what I can, Jules.
Thanks, mister.
It's old Jules, Pete. Never saw such luck. We need financing again.
Well, I've only a few hundred left here. You'll have to get that money from the shack after all.
It's lucky we got that.
Wait a minute. Tell Jules that the big stakes he's looking for are in here in a poker game. Even Jules' kind of luck can't beat the spots on this deck.
Bill Clark not home when Miss Kitty calling him.
Oh, that's strange.
Howdy, Stacy. Luce tells me that you can make some real money in here.
It's possible, Jules. Sit down.
Are you playing, Luce?
Well,
No, he's got other business right now.
right. See you later.
Right.
Under the stairs, quick.
Follow him, Tonto.
Me too.
Put him up, Injun. I don't know what you're doing here, Redskin, but your hunting days are over.
No hard feelings about our horse deal, Jules?
You're out 1,000, I still got Apache.
Howdy, boys. Heard a big game was starting, Pete. Want to make sure nobody cheats you.
I can handle that, Em.
I'll watch anyway.
Room for one more, Stacy?
Peel.
Your tables in there are closed down.
You want to gamble?
My money's as good as anyone's.
Well, sit down.
I don't play with amateurs, Stacy.
That's right, Bill. You might get hurt bad.
Couldn't get hurt worse than I am anyway.
If he plays, I don't.
Now, wait a minute, Jules. Maybe the boy will win, not counting yourself.
All right, get on with the game.
First Jack deals.
I'll bet everything. $90.
I'll see it.
I'll call. And a side bet with you, Jules. 100.
I got you.
4 sevens.
Sorry? Straight flush, king high.
In a hurry, ain't you?
Jumping mice. Only one hand in the deck beats that. Jumping Cahoosophyte, you got it. A royal flush. The gambler's prayer.
That lets you out.
I think I'll watch.
I'll get it.
Here's the money. But I caught some Injun spying on me.
What'd you do with him?
He's up at the shack. I tied him up good.
We'll take care of him later.
Only half of Bill's money was in the bureau.
The rest is there, too, in a different place. I'll show you after the game.
I'll be waiting.
Who was that?
Just business. Mind if I use a new deck?
Not if you got more money to lose.
There's plenty now, Jules, to win or lose.
My deal.
Sure, Jules. But my cut. 500 more.
Call you. What do you got?
4 nines.
What hands? You can't beat 'em, Jules. You need another gambler's prayer. Miracles don't happen twice.
There's only one man I ever heard of that could produce a miracle like that.
Read 'em and weep.
You've got it again. 2 gamblers' prayers in a row.
Here, Sheriff, count it.
Sure, Jules, sure.
Jules, then you're Dad.
Yes, Bill, I am.
Jules, the serial number checks. This is Bill's stolen money.
Back row, Stacy.
Thanks, Luce. I'll be right out. I'm going to get the rest of the cash. Oh, it's you, Injun. I almost forgot.
Put up your hands, Stacy.
That mask.
You'll find your henchman tied and gagged behind your office. Step back.
Then you shot out the light and rode with me here.
Yes, to get the rest of Bill's money. I stayed behind so you wouldn't see that I had changed places with your man. As soon as I untie Tonto, I'm taking you in.
I can't thank you enough. Words seem so inadequate.
Thank your future father-in-law, Miss Martin.
No, sirree. If you hadn't come along, I'd have been in the hoosgow short. We never would have found Bill's money.
And I'd have never had a finer best man for my wedding.
Well, we not only got Stacy and Luce locked up, we got his whole rotten gang in there, too. Illegal gambling charges for most of them. Highway robbery and attempted murder for Stacy and Luce.
Then our work here is finished. Let's go, Tonto.
Hey, aren't you sticking around for the wedding ceremony?
Thank you, but Tonto and I have business elsewhere. Adios.
You know, I forgot to find out who that fellow was.
Well, I found out, by cracky. We've all been working side by side with the Lone Ranger.
Silver!